Before your feet touch the floor, there may be a moment when yesterday returns. The room is still quiet, but your mind has already found the grief, the pain, the diagnosis, the conflict, the bill, the responsibility, or the fear waiting for you. Nothing outward has begun, yet inwardly you may already be bracing, preparing to endure, to manage, to explain, to appear stronger than you feel. If that is where this morning finds you, pause here. God is not asking you to call a heavy burden light. He is not asking you to describe pain as painless or to manufacture a cheerful appearance before you come near. You do not need to compose yourself before you pray. God welcomes the burden as it truly is, not merely the composed version you show to others. So take one unhurried breath. For this moment, stop trying to solve everything. Stop rehearsing every explanation. Stop performing strength. Simply become honest in the presence of God. Perhaps the circumstance will remain after you pray. The appointment may still be ahead. The relationship may still be strained. The decision may still be difficult, and the absence may still ache. That raises an important question. What does surrender mean when nothing has visibly changed? We will not avoid that question, and we will not answer it with a shallow promise. Together, we will name what is heavy. We will listen to the assurance of 1 Peter 5-7, receive the sustaining promise of Psalm 55-22, and come close to the companionship offered in Matthew 11:28-30. Then we will bring this burden into a shared prayer of release and ask for strength to take the next faithful step. But first, let the burden come out of hiding. You do not have to deny your trouble to enter prayer. You only have to tell the truth. What, specifically, became heavy the moment you opened your eyes? Give it an honest name, without judging yourself for how much it hurts, and without comparing your suffering to anyone else's. There is no need to decide whether your burden is serious enough to bring before God. If it is weighing upon you, it belongs in this moment of truth. Perhaps it is grief, someone is missing, and that absence changes the smallest parts of your day, the familiar routine, the quiet place, the instinct to reach for a person who is no longer there. Perhaps it is sickness or pain. Your body is tired from enduring what others cannot see. Chronic discomfort has worn down your patience. Exhaustion has narrowed your strength. You may be waiting for clarity, living with uncertainty, or wondering how long you can continue at this pace. Perhaps the heaviness lives within your family. There may be conflict that remains unresolved, distance you do not know how to cross, or concern for someone whose choices you cannot control. You may be caring for a loved one while your own needs go unattended. Caregiving can be an expression of deep love and still leave you profoundly weary. Both can be true. Perhaps financial pressure has made every choice feel like a calculation. Bills are due, work is uncertain. What you have does not seem sufficient for what is required. Even simple decisions carry the fear of what may happen next. Or perhaps your burden is largely invisible, a disappointment you have never explained, shame you keep revisiting, an answer that has not come, or anxious waiting that consumes more energy than anyone realizes. You have remained dependable, answered when needed, and kept showing up, while privately feeling depleted. None of these burdens needs to compete for God's attention. No pain becomes more worthy because it is visible, and no sorrow becomes less real because others do not understand it. Allow a little silence now. Notice the one burden asking to be acknowledged. You do not need an eloquent prayer. You can simply say within yourself, God, this is what I am carrying. Naming pain is not surrendering to hopelessness. It is refusing to conceal what you intend to entrust. Honesty gives surrender a real object. This grief, this sickness, this relationship, this need, this fear. And once the burden has been named, 1 Peter 5-7 shows us why it can be placed into God's care. 1 Peter 5-7 answers that honest naming with a tender invitation. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Notice the breadth of that word all. It leaves no hidden category outside the reach of God's attention. No fear is too repetitive, too practical, too private, or too embarrassing to bring. The concern you have mentioned many times is included. The thought you wish you could stop thinking is included. The need you struggle to explain is included. And notice the action, cast. This is not passive suppression. It is not pushing the feeling down, refusing to speak of it, or pretending it no longer hurts. Casting is a deliberate transfer. It is the choice to place into God's keeping what has become too much for you to govern alone. You may still feel sorrow as you entrust your grief. Your body may still hurt as you entrust your health. The family strain may remain unresolved, and the question of provision may still be waiting for an answer. This verse does not require you to call those realities unreal. It invites you to change who is carrying them with you. But the heart of the passage is not only the command, it is the reason, because He cares for you. You are not told to release your anxiety because you have finally mastered calmness, gathered enough strength, or found the perfect words. You can release it because God's care is already present. His attention does not begin when your emotions settle. His care is not earned by composure. There is a difference between carrying alone and entrusting to God, between forcing yourself to appear unaffected and honestly depending on the one who sees you. The burden matters to Him because you matter to Him. That is the relational foundation of surrender. You are not sending your pain into emptiness. You are placing it into the care of God. So, if it helps, say quietly, God, I bring you this specific concern. I do not deny it, and I cannot control every outcome. I entrust it to you because I am cared for. Perhaps no immediate lightness follows. Perhaps the burden is still felt, and the circumstance looks exactly as it did moments ago. That does not mean the act of surrender has failed. 1 Peter shows us why we may entrust the burden. Psalm 55 will now help us understand what God does when that burden remains. He sustains the one who has placed it in His care. But what if you cast it and still feel its weight? Psalm 55-22 speaks directly into that honest question. Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. The invitation echoes 1 Peter, but it also deepens our understanding. Again, the burden is entrusted. This time, the promise focuses on what God will do for the person who must continue through an unfinished story. He will sustain you. Notice that sustaining is not the same as removing every difficulty at once. A changed circumstance is one form of help, but it is not the only form. God may also uphold you while the answer is still forming, strengthen you while the road remains demanding, and provide wisdom for a decision you cannot yet see clearly. The burden may remain real, but it does not remain yours to bear in isolation. This matters in the quiet moment after prayer, when you open your eyes and find that the place beside you is still vacant, your body still aches, the tension in your family has not eased, or the financial need is still waiting. You may wonder whether you prayed correctly, trusted deeply enough, or truly surrendered. But an unchanged circumstance is not proof of an unheard prayer. Persistent pain does not invalidate sincere entrustment. And if the burden returns to your thoughts later today, you have not failed. Grief can rise again, fear can regain its volume, responsibility can feel heavy in a new way as the next demand appears. Some burdens are surrendered repeatedly, not because the first prayer was false, but because dependence is renewed each time the heart reaches again for control. So you may return and say, God, this is still painful. I place it before you again. Sustain me here. Sustaining grace may be modest and quiet. It may come as endurance for the next hour, wisdom for the next decision, courage for the next conversation, or humility to make the next request for help. It may be enough strength for one faithful step before you know what follows. Enough is still grace. This is the durable shape of surrender, not the immediate disappearance of pain, but renewed entrustment within it. You are cared for, and you can be sustained while the situation remains unfinished. Yet God offers more than support beneath a burden. In Matthew 11, Jesus invites the weary to come close, to learn from Him, and to discover a different way of carrying life in His company. Matthew 11:28-30 gives this sustaining grace a deeply personal form. Jesus speaks to those who are weary and burdened and says, "Come to me." Weariness is not a reason to remain at a distance. It is part of the invitation. You do not have to become less exhausted, less troubled, or more spiritually composed before drawing near. You come because you need rest, and you come as you are. Notice the movement in His words. Come, receive rest, take His yoke, learn from Him. This is not a picture of escape from every duty. It is not emotional numbness. endless inactivity, or a guarantee that every responsibility will disappear. Jesus offers rest within relationship, a new way of moving through what must still be faced. The image of a yoke may sound surprising until we recognize what it means. You are no longer left to pull the full weight by yourself or determine every direction without guidance. Jesus does not stand far away, calling instructions across the distance. He brings you near. He teaches you his pace, his gentleness, and his way of carrying what obedience requires. The lighter way, then, is not a life emptied of all difficulty. It is a life no longer carried apart from Christ. Today does not have to be conquered in one anxious effort. You can meet one task with him, enter one conversation with him, make one decision with him, and offer one act of care with the strength available for that moment. Companionship gives your faith a gentler pace. You may not immediately feel perfectly calm. Comfort is not measured only by a sudden emotional change. It is grounded in the truth that Christ has invited you near and remains present as you learn. The burden you named is still known. The circumstance may still need attention, but you are cared for, sustained, and accompanied. These three passages have now given us a simple path. Name what is heavy, cast it into God's care, and come close to Jesus. In the prayer ahead, we will do exactly that, not trying to force relief, but choosing honest entrustment and willing companionship. If you are able, let your hands relax. You may open your palms as a quiet sign that you are releasing control. Keep your privately named burden before God, and let us begin. Jesus, I come to you as I am. Jesus, I come to you as I am. You are near before I sense your nearness, caring before I find the words to pray. Thank you for receiving the weary without requiring composure. Thank you that I do not have to hide my need, earn your attention, or calm myself before entering your presence. I confess how quickly I try to control what I cannot govern. I rehearse feared outcomes as though worry could prepare me for every possibility. I conceal pain, predict tomorrow, and measure my faith by how peaceful I appear. Forgive me for confusing surrender with performance. Teach me to trust you honestly. I return now to the burden I named earlier. I will not disguise it or make it smaller. I speak it before you now, silently or aloud. You know this burden completely. You know what has happened, what remains uncertain, and what I most desire to change. I give you the burden itself. I give you the outcome I have been trying to secure. I give you the timing I cannot hasten. I cannot control every part of this story, but you care for me. Sustain me today. Where there is grief, I give you my sorrow. I entrust to you the memories that bring comfort and pain, the loneliness that arrives without warning, the meaningful dates, and the ache of absence. Do not rush my mourning, Lord. Meet me within it. Hold what I cannot explain, and accompany me when love is felt as loss. Where there is sickness or pain, I give you my body and all that remains unknown. I ask humbly for healing, wise care, and the help I need. I entrust to you my fear, my fatigue, each appointment, and every uncertain outcome. Guide those involved in my care. When my strength is limited, sustain me today. Where there is family strain, I give you the people I love. I give you the conflict, the distance, the concern, and the words I do not know how to say. I release the impossible task of controlling another person's choices. Show me what love requires from me, and what must be left in your hands. Where caregiving has depleted me, give me tenderness without self-neglect, faithfulness without pretending I have no limits, and courage to receive help. Where there is financial pressure or uncertainty in work, I give you my needs and tomorrow's unknowns. I ask for provision, wisdom, opportunity, restraint, and practical help for today. Direct my choices. Keep fear from governing every decision. I do not claim to know how or when the answer will come, but I entrust what I have and what I lack to you. I give you the disappointment I rarely mention, the answer delayed, the regret that returns, and the anxiety that has exhausted me. I give you the fatigue of appearing strong when I feel depleted. You see beneath every practiced response. Let me rest from proving that I am fine. Because you care for me, I place this burden in your care. Because you sustain me, I do not need to interpret its continued presence as your absence. Because Christ accompanies me, I can face what remains without facing it alone. I come close again. I receive your companionship even if my emotions change slowly and my circumstances have not yet changed. If my hands are open, let them simply express the trust I am choosing. They are not a formula and do not earn your help. As I breathe more slowly, remind me that surrender may need to be renewed. I give you what I cannot hold. I give you what I cannot control. I give you what I cannot yet understand. And now, gracious God, as I release what is beyond me, give me what I need for the next faithful step. Give me, then, not imagined strength for every possible future, but the grace appointed for today. Give me enough light to recognize what is mine to do, enough courage to do it, and enough trust to leave the rest with you. Keep me from reclaiming the entire outcome, simply because I must now take responsible action. Where financial choices must be made, grant clear judgment rather than fear-driven urgency. Where medical conversations await, give courage to ask honest questions and receive wise care. Where caregiving continues, provide patience, healthy limits, and strength that can admit when it is spent. Where family conflict remains, give humility to listen, wisdom to speak, and willingness to pursue reconciliation without trying to control another heart. Where grief accompanies this mourning, help me treat myself gently. Let sorrow have room without allowing it to declare that I have been abandoned. And I pray now for those who cannot find words. Receive the prayer beneath their silence. Be near to those awaiting results, provision, direction, or news they are afraid to receive. Comfort those waking in loneliness, and those carrying responsibilities no one notices. Let each one know that hidden strain is still seen, and private need is still worthy of care. Provide help through other people where it is needed, wise counsel, practical assistance, attentive medical care, honest reconciliation, and a community willing to remain present. Free us from believing that solitary endurance is the only evidence of faith. Give us humility to reach out, clarity to name what would help, and openness to receive support without shame. When this burden returns today, teach me the posture I can return to. I will name it honestly. I will cast it again because I am cared for. I will come close because I am sustained and accompanied. Then I will ask, what is the next faithful step? Perhaps it is one necessary call, one measured choice, one moment of rest, one request for assistance, or one act of patient love. I do not need command of the whole road to follow you here. Thank you for meeting me within what remains unfinished. Thank you for comfort that does not deny pain, for care that makes room for help, and for grace sufficient to begin. Lead me into this day one faithful step at a time. As you return to this day, may God guard your mind with peace, meet your body with mercy, and fill your home with the assurance of His nearness. May He guide your relationships with patience, steady your work with wisdom, and hold your uncertain future beyond the reach of your control. Whatever awaits you, may you recognize that you are cared for, sustained, and accompanied. Surrender does not mean the burden was imaginary. It does not mean every circumstance changed while you prayed. It means you have entrusted what is real to the God who remains present, and you no longer carry it alone. The story may still be unresolved, but you can move within it with help. The day may still contain weight, but isolation does not have to be part of that weight. Take one final, gentle breath. Receive the grace available for this moment. And when you are ready, let your Amen be unhurried. Amen. If you would like, you may share a prayer need in the comments, or simply write one word that expresses what you are entrusting to God today. There is no pressure to explain more than you wish. And as we read one another's words, may we respond with compassion, without spectacle, and without promising outcomes we cannot guarantee. Let this be a place of quiet prayer, honest care, and faithful presence. Now remain still for one more moment, then enter your morning knowing this: you do not go alone.